Hi, it's Peter Jekyll from TurnOnDynamics, talking about all things Microsoft Dynamics AX to D365 upgrades. What I want to talk to you about today is getting a solid quote for your upgrade project. Now, one of the things that we found is that quotes vary all over the board. An actual example for a quote was we had somebody that we were working with that got quotes that ranged from 500K to 2 million. Now, somewhere in between here lies the truth, I imagine, unless it's above this number here, right? So what are the factors that are driving quotes ranging this wildly from $500,000 to over $2 million? Besides what I would say, the obvious is that this is a foot in the door quote, and this is a let's see if they flinch quote. One of the things that I think that we found is that people don't really understand what it takes to do these upgrades. They're so complex and they're so new and they're changing so much. So what we have found is that there are 5 primary things that we want to take a look at when getting a great quote. Number one, and we're going to deal with this in more greater detail because this is critical in a follow-up video, is objects. Now, objects are bytes of code that exist in your current version of AX. It's critical to analyze and understand the objects correctly. Second is the project plan. Especially if you're in a situation where you have a go live drop dead date, having a project plan that analyzes all the various components of that upgrade process and that's able to adjust rapidly based on changes to day-to-day activities and is able to calculate that, that critical path analysis, having a really good project plan is critical. We found out that project management is critical, and not full-time, 24-hour or 8-hour a day, 4-day-a-week project management, but we found that at least or a minimum of an hour a day of a dedicated true project manager that could not only keep people up to speed on their tasks, but that could also work a project plan to instantly reanalyze, again, those critical paths is critical. The path that you're going to take as an organization is also critical in the quote. We have a separate set of videos that talks about the path because there are numerous paths that are available today in going from your AX to D365. It's not that same linear process that we had in the old days when we had one version of AX and we're going to the next. So a lot of stuff happening there that you want to make sure that you're aware of. The last thing is what we call change management. Now, change management is a bit of a loaded word because it envisions all kinds of consultants scrambling all over your business, trying to analyze how you do business today and try to analyze how to do it better. In the case of D365 from AX, it's much different, but also very important. In the AX world, you were promised a blank slate to be able to modify, to do business as you needed to do it. In D365, the access to making those modifications to the data and to the system is much more complex. And so what you really want to do is, as much as possible, you want to run vanilla software. So how do you adjust your internal processes to use what AX or D365 out of the box uses? So take a look at these 5 items. They're critical for you getting that perfect quote for your system. And if you need help or somebody to check a quote that you have or are interested in the project, give us a holler. We'll get you more information on these 5 critical factors.